Germany has revised its defense doctrine for the first time since 2006. Among other things, the new doctrine addresses the country's revised policy toward Russia. According to the German newspaper Die Zeit, the document states, quote, "Russia openly questions the existing world order in Europe," end quote. And, quote, "Unless it fundamentally changes its political course, Russia will represent a real threat to security on the continent of Europe within the foreseeable future," end quote. 10 years ago, when the doctrine was last revised, the economic crisis had not yet taken place. There were no civil wars in Syria and Libya, and the world had not yet heard of ISIS, the migrant crisis, or the Ukrainian conflict. Germany's Minister of Defense Ursula von der Leyen has emphasized that both Germany and France would like to work more closely to build up European defense, now that Great Britain, which had always, quote, paralyzed such initiatives, is out of the European Union. According to her, Berlin and Paris are now holding talks with other members of the EU to evaluate who would be interested in forming a unified defense union in Europe in the long term. The new document also states that NATO is prepared to collaborate with Russia in the long term, but that until further developments, Germany will maintain toward Russia a policy of, quote, firm sanctions and defense coupled with a readiness to engage in dialogue, end quote. The armed forces were reinstated in West Germany in 1956, only 11 years after the end of World War II, while East Germany was occupied by Soviet forces until the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. Since then, eastward NATO proliferation has almost reached the western borders of Russia. Comment on the video below, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and get all our updates by following us on social media.